Hello and welcome to this episode of Neighbors Cooking. I am so happy to have you back in my kitchen, and we are doing an amazing recipe. We're doing a creamy Tuscan chicken. It's going to come in under 700 calories per person, including Joe's favorite mashed potatoes. And that's even better news. Joe is back. He was on vacation for a week, so he snuck out on us. But welcome back, Joe.
Thank you.
Did you have a good vacation?
It was wonderful.
Good.
Food, booze, and sunshine, not baby.
There you go. And he's all brown again, which is really annoying. So today we're doing this amazing Tuscan recipe of chicken. It originates from Italy, and so we're getting our little Italian flavor in. But I have an amazing guest and somebody that I have shared mostly remotely over the last 8 months with a project through Leadership Coachella Valley. And she has been the person who kept all of us communicating so well. 42 leaders, all sharing an opinion, and she did this amazing job of keeping us on task and not going too far out into the fringes. So without further ado, I want to welcome to my show today Andrea Hecht. She is the Executive Director for Tools for Tomorrow.
Hello, thank you.
Oh, welcome, welcome. So we had a great time the last 8 months working together.
We did, yes.
And we learned a little about Tools for Tomorrow through our Leadership Coachella Valley class. But I would love for you to share more with our neighbors what Tools for Tomorrow is and what your role is.
Well, I'm the Executive Director, and we have creative clubs and theater programs in the elementary schools for children 7 to 11 years old, so 3rd through 5th grade. We're in all 15 Palm Springs elementary schools, 9 Desert Sands, 1 Coachella. We do writing, creative writing, art, music, and visual arts, music, and theater.
So when you say you're in the schools, what does that mean? You actually have an instructor in the school?
We have an instructor, a teaching artist, who goes in once a week, hour and a half after school. In the classroom, we have 20 students. We have a volunteer in the classroom, and we have a mentor in the classroom for our teachers.
Cool. So when we took the tour of your facility, there was all this beautiful art on the walls and these projects going on, and so you're helping to inspire kids through art.
Yes. So we try to integrate art, music, creative writing, theater. We introduce a project. We might read a book. We use a lot of children's literature in the project, so we might read a book, teach some skills, and then give the kids their materials. Every child in the program gets a free art kit. So
nice.
It includes watercolor paints, brushes, a journal, oil pastels, anything they would need during this session.
No spices.
No spices. Well, there's a little glitter every once in a while.
Okay, well, yeah, that's it. This show's all about glitter.
Yeah.
So do you cook?
I do a little bit.
What do you like to cook?
My kids love artichokes, so I do hollandaise sauce.
Wow, kids that love artichokes.
Yeah,
That's an unusual
yeah.
one.
Chicken.
What's your favorite recipe that you make?
Well, one I make the most is a chicken recipe because it's easy and it's something I can use throughout the week.
Okay,
sometimes
what is it?
lasagna. It's just basic chicken with salt and pepper, garlic, onion, a little paprika,
Okay.
some spices, some Italian seasoning.
That's perfect leeway. Do you know what's in Italian spice?
What?
You just buy it. You just go and buy Italian spice, right?
Oregano.
So Italian
basil.
spice is one of the things in our recipe tonight.
Okay.
So I'm always telling people about spices and saying that stop going and buying a specialty spice. Italian spice you already have in your cabinet. So for us, Italian spice is basil,
Okay. Yeah.
marjoram, oregano, rosemary, sage, and thyme. That is what Italian spice is. So you don't need to go buy a new spice because you already have that spice right in your kit. You already have everything that goes into them all together, all right?
Okay.
So we're gonna make an Italian creamy Tuscan chicken. Under 700 calories, it'll be something you can use in your home. And you can get your kids to join it. How old are your kids?
That's amazing. 20 and 22.
Oh, they don't want to cook. They want you to do it.
Last night they made sushi. They made spam sushi last night.
Spam sushi.
My husband inspired them.
I'm having a tough time thinking about that. My mom used to cook, my parents were from England, and my dad loved spam. And I'm like, canned meat just does not settle well with me. You do like spam?
I do. I don't eat it very often. We don't
Joe's
usually have
like,
it in the
I love spam. All right, so we're going to go through these ingredients. I'm going to kind of have you help me here. And then in a few minutes, I'm going to put some oil in this pan, and I'm going to have you come over and start sauteing all of our chicken tenders.
Okay.
All right? So let's start off with what goes into our recipe. So the recipe calls for chicken breasts, but for simplicity here, I made them chicken tenders. So you can either buy the chicken tenders already made in the store, which you pay more for, or you can just buy some chicken breasts and slice them up. It's real simple. So I've taken about 6 breasts, because there's more of us than 4, and I've sliced them up. I've dried them, and we're going to start by just putting some salt and pepper over these. So I am going to have you salt these. Do you mind putting your hands in there when we're mixing it? Just grind away. Salt.
Okay. Do you rinse your chicken?
It's already been rinsed.
Okay.
So I do. Benny's down there looking for his little bit.
Yeah.
We'll put some pepper.
Enough? Or?
Yeah. Why is this not working for me? There we go. And then we're gonna just kind of move it around. You want to put some more salt and some more pepper for me?
Sure.
And I know I had a towel here. There you go. So the next thing we're going to make is our Italian seasoning. And it's not Joe in a bowl.
You want me to mix it?
So, yeah, you can mix it. There you go. Get your hands in. And then you want to rinse when you're done.
Okay.
So we're going to make our Italian seasoning. Like I said, if you go into the store and you buy a bottle of Italian seasoning, it's nothing but these 6 ingredients that we have here. And you put them in equal amounts. So we're going to put about half a teaspoon of basil. Because remember, use your spices up. What is the point of having all those spices that you got in the spice rack you got for Christmas if you don't actually use the majority of them? So we're just going to make our own Italian seasoning. Super simple. Here, I'll have you finish. So we're going to put about half a teaspoon of each of these, from each of these, just half of that. Yep. Just pour it in, and you will be an Italian seasoning. I'll take the top off. It'll be a little bit easier.
Yeah, okay.
And you will make your own Italian seasoning. Rosemary's next. These are all dry spices.
Uh-oh.
Oops. There you go. Sage. Rosemary in time. It's like a Christmas song.
My mom used to make an amazing pork chop with sage.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
I love sage pork chops. They are delicious. Sage is a good ingredient. And the last one is thyme. There we go. Mix all that together. Just stir it up with that. There you go. And all of that's going to go into the chicken, and you're going to get your hands dirty one more time. In the meantime, we're going to bring our pan up to some heat. There we go. Remember, I'm using these Hecht-clad pans from Gordon Ramsay now, so they get very hot. Far better than any pan I've ever had. There you go, get them all on there nice and yes.
Really?
Nothing better than getting your hands in some meat. Now, you as the executive director, how long have you been with Tools for Tomorrow?
17 years.
Oh my gosh, 17 years. So you are a taskmaster. When you're thinking about the kids and the things that you've seen them develop, what is the one that sticks out to you that you're like, wow?
A lot of times we'll have kids ask, does it have to be perfect? And no, it does not have to be perfect. So they learn, they don't have to be perfect. They learn a skill, and then they are able to put their own experience, their own thoughts, their own life into it.
Which is what
They're
art is.
inspired. Yes,
Yeah,
they're
that's what art
inspired
is.
to do their own project.
That's very cool. So nothing one stands out to you like you kept a special one from a kid that you.
Well, we did have Abby Carter was our.
So if you don't know who Abby Carter is, she was our American Idol, right?
Yes, yes.
And she is our homegrown town, amazing, successful now.
Yes.
Selling out the Acrisure,
She
and
is,
now you can't even get a ticket.
On tour. So yeah, she was 8 in our program, and it was in 2010.
Wow.
And then she came back. We went during 2020. We went online for our big gala. So she came and performed for us. And
She does give back to the community a lot.
She does.
So
yes,
you can rinse
we
your hands
appreciate
real
that.
quick. I'll give you a towel here to dry.
Great.
And then I'm going to put you to work over a hot pan.
Okay.
All right. So we've got our pan going here. Remember, when you are cooking with oil, you want to place things into the pan away from you so you don't get the splatter. So when you're putting things in, place them that way from you.
Okay.
And we don't want to overcrowd the pan, and we're just going to start cooking these up. As they finish, you're going to put them on this tray.
So how many do you think will fit in this pan?
Oh, probably 7 or 8.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, depends on the size. And they're very thin, so they're only going to take a couple minutes to cook. So let's go over the rest of the ingredients that we're going to put into this dish. And while Andrea works hard over that hot stove over there, bringing home the bacon for the end. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so try not to ever overcrowd your pan.
Okay.
And we're probably going to cook those for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes on each side, because they're going to go back into the sauce that we're making. All right? So, what else goes into this recipe? Well, let's have a look. We're going to put in, when this is done, when some of these tenders are done, we're going to add in some sun-dried tomatoes, about 1/2 cup, 3/4 cup. We're going to add in a cup or more of just cherry tomatoes, leaving them whole. We're going to add in some garlic. We're going to add in some Parmesan cheese, and we're going to add in this delicious spinach, about 2 cups. So we got about 1/2 cup of sun-dried tomatoes, about 1 cup of regular cherry tomatoes, about 3 cloves of garlic, 3 or 4 cloves. I like garlic, so you can really pile up the garlic if you like. And about 1 cup or a little less of Parmesan cheese. Save a little to sprinkle on the top when we're done. And 2 cups of spinach, so a whole bag of spinach, because spinach wilts down a lot. And then we're also going to add 1 cup of heavy cream and 1/2 cup of bone broth. And we're going to create this luxurious sauce that all of this delicious chicken is going to go back into. Going to be spread on there, all right. So I think we can probably turn it over. We're just trying to get a little brown on them after whichever, yeah, there you go. Which one do we put in first and turn those? Yeah. There you go, we're getting a nice brown, and you can smell that smell already coming out with the rosemary and the thyme and the oregano. Smells amazing. We're also going to be bringing on the show in a little bit one of the board members from Tools for Tomorrow, and she's fairly new, and I had the opportunity to cook in her home, so she's going to give me a rating on how we did on that little home cook experience, but I think we did okay because she's here today. So I love these little aprons you had made. Look at that, Tools for Tomorrow, visionaries. So I've always just called it Tools for Tomorrow, so the visionaries part is about their expression coming out, right?
That, and we have an amazing group of women who helped to fundraise for Tools for Tomorrow. And so they started as the fundraising arm. They're now part of the board. And so we incorporated Tools for Tomorrow and our visionaries into the logo.
That is super exciting. So while she's cooking those, we're going to do a few more things that we need to get ready for the end. The other thing that goes in this as garnish is basil. So I buy it fresh in the store, little thing. Just rip it off. Yeah. With my superhuman strength. There we go. Don't laugh at me. And we're going to take, you don't want the stem, so when you're pulling the basil off, just pull off the leaves. If you hold the stem and come down, you can usually get all of the basil off, and you want to get rid of the stem. The stems are not your friend in this dish. So how did you get involved with Tools for Tomorrow? Was it just did you start off as the executive director? Or?
No, our founder, Rachel Druten, was looking for somebody to work in the office, and she went to St. Margaret's Church, St. Margaret's Episcopal Church, where my husband was working and was looking for someone. I had 2 babies at home and was looking to get out of the house a little bit, especially while they were in school, and children's art just was perfect for me, and it gave me an opportunity to use my creativity and promote the arts with children.
Nice.
So I started in the office as operations manager, and then eventually went full time.
Very cool. Well, I think it's wonderful working with kids. We did our leadership Coachella Valley class project was working with the Boys and Girls Club this year.
Yes.
And we put on a job fair. So share a little bit about that.
For teens, on an expo job fair for teens, 8th grade through 12th grade. They had the opportunity to hear from all of Leadership Coachella Valley. We had 3 different panels. We had an expo, so 10 different expo tables. We had everything from YouTubers
Yes.
to a police sergeant. Tools for Tomorrow was there promoting arts and the careers in the arts.
We had the surf club.
We had the surf club, and then the 3 panels were media and tourism, and then
Nonprofit.
government and government
And government.
and yeah.
So, the cool thing is, if you don't know about Leadership Coachella Valley, it is a program that brings together leaders from all different modalities, some in nonprofit, some in government, some in infrastructure, city, farming, and we go like once a month or so, and we go to these different experiences where we learn about everything from the water that's under us, to the foods we grow, to the way our government runs. We meet mayors and senators and congresspeople, and we really learn a lot about how the Coachella Valley runs, and it's really interesting. But you've got 42 people that are all leaders and all want to be involved. So Andrea was the person who kept us all on task. I was so thankful for that. When we first met the first day, I was like, oh, she's the girl. She is the one.
Something I can do.
And each of us rose up as the need progressed and took on the roles that really made this a success. So I'm very proud of everybody. We all did an amazing job.
We did. It was amazing.
The beneficiary of our program was the Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City, Palm Springs, and
Coachella Valley.
Which is
all East
all
Valley.
East Valley.
I think the kids really got a lot out of it, and it really gave the kids an opportunity to talk to us, talk to leaders, talk to different organizations in a more relaxed form. It wasn't an interview.
Right.
It was just they were there to explore and share, and they shared with us too.
They did. It was inspiring to see. So I am so thankful we got that opportunity. If you're interested in joining Leadership Coachella Valley, you can go to leadershipcoachellavalley.org. And the applications, I think, are still open, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes, Joe, yes. The applications are still open. If you're a leader and you want to learn more about giving back to the community, it is a great place to go. Now, do you need volunteers at Tools for Tomorrow?
We do. We always need volunteers.
Yes.
We like to have at least one volunteer in the classroom.
So let's
for every
change those out
classroom.
over there, and you can put some more
Okay.
in. So volunteering is an essential part of almost every nonprofit organization. How many volunteers do you guys have now?
Well, we have different volunteers. So we have about 18 classroom volunteers.
Okay.
We have our board, which is all volunteer.
Yes.
We have volunteers that make art kits. We give away over 1,000 art kits every year to all the students. We have volunteers that put on our gala, help us with fundraising. We're looking for more volunteers to do community events. We'd like to do more things like the golf cart parade and the World Art Day in Palm Springs and Sunnyland. So we need some volunteers that would be willing to go out on Saturdays or on the weekends to help in the booths.
Okay. So if you want to volunteer, how do they volunteer? Go to toolsfortomorrow.org.
Toolsfortomorrow.org. Yep.
And you can work with this lovely lady. Put some more in. Don't stop cooking.
Hands, right? Yes.
Yeah, use your hands. Cooking's all about your hands. It's about getting in and feeling the food and being a part of it and sharing it with the people you love and want to honor. So while she continues that, what else can we talk about? Oh, I know. I've got a big event coming up. We've got Palm Springs Pride, the Big Gay Barbecue coming up in just 2 weeks. And we close down arenas for 2 days. And we bring in barbecue trucks and games for kids and country western music. And it's just a big old barbecue, and it's a lot of fun. I can still use some volunteers for that too. So if you're interested in volunteering for our organization, you go to pspride.org, click on Get Involved, and sign up for the Big Gay Barbecue. It's a lot of fun. Have you been to it?
I have not.
Got to come
that's
down
fun.
for it.
We find, Leadership Coachella Valley brought us out to Palm Springs the very first
Yes.
session, and we went to the Flannery Exchange, and downstairs there's a small shop called Bubble Palm Springs,
Yep.
and they host a journaling night every Friday night. And so ever since then, I have been going every Friday night. It's my time of the week to actually get to do art myself.
Oh,
I get to
nice.
just find some time to express myself and practice my art. So we spend a lot of time in Palm Springs.
Nice. It's a great city. It's
Yeah.
a great city. So we just had my community actually, we just raised $1,000 among our residents here to go towards the rebuilding Palm Springs after the bombing.
Yeah.
And so we gave $700 to the rebuilding fund, and then our amazing neighbor here, Janet, used the rest of it and brought a bunch of us together, and we did baskets of healthy snack foods, and we took them to all the fire departments and the police station.
Oh, that's awesome.
And dropped them off this last weekend for Memorial Day. So
That's great.
there's so many ways to be good in your community and to find a way to give back, that if you can't find a way, call me or Andrea, because we'll
Connect you.
we'll connect you out. We can certainly
Whatever
do
your passion is, whatever you're excited about, wherever you
We
you
know
wanna help.
someone.
Yes.
So we're going to keep cooking this. After this round, we're going to not finish those. We'll just use what we got there, and we'll start to make our sauce. In fact, I'll keep cooking those, and I'm going to send you off because we're going to bring Noella on, and we're
Okay.
going to have a little talk.
Great.
So I'll take those from you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mwah. And I'll send you off, and then Noelle we're going to bring on in just a minute. So we're going to keep cooking here. So Joe, you were in Florida,
Yes.
and where'd you go in Florida?
Marco Island.
Is that like some exclusive conclave for rich white people or what? I don't know.
Pretty much.
No, that was a terrible thing to say. Not just, but you know what I mean.
No, it definitely is a bougie area, but it was a lot of fun. And,
You got some
I
sun.
like the dry heat.
Yes. Well, it's very humid in Florida. What do you
Yes.
mean dry heat?
That's what I said. I
Oh,
like.
you prefer it here.
Yes.
All right. I don't blame you.
It was really humid, but it was good time.
Yeah, when I first moved to the East Coast to Georgia, I had to have clean shirts in the car just to change after you ran from your house to your car because it was so humid all the time. So we've got these chicken breasts going. They're going to be done in a minute. I made some of Joe's fabulous mashed potatoes. And so, but before we get to that, I'm going to bring on the second part of the team. Noella, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Wonderful. How
Good
are
to
you?
see you again.
You too?
So I had the opportunity to cook for you recently,
She did.
for you and some
My
of your
husband's
guests.
still raving about the
Is
shrimp
he?
bowl.
Oh yeah, so we made
Beautiful.
a shrimp papaya, cilantro.
Fabulous.
It was fabulous.
It was fabulous.
And you had some really nice guests, and it was a lot of fun. So you are the newest board member for Tools for Tomorrow.
I am.
So tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to be with this organization.
All right. I am a New Yorker.
No.
Yes, an Italian New Yorker, so I'm paying attention. I was getting nervous you weren't going to put garlic in there.
Oh no, there's garlic coming.
And I taught for 25 years on the East Coast.
Okay.
And then we were invited by friends to come out to Rancho Mirage, and we really never left. We bought a house here in 2017, and we thought we'd be snowbirds, but COVID hit, and we're here 9 months out of the year.
Nice. So you still go back east
Yes.
for summer, or
Yes, just the summer.
so you're leaving soon?
Next week.
Next week. So
Right.
perfect timing to
I
have you
know.
on the show.
I know.
So what drew you to Tools for Tomorrow?
I was looking for something, and I knew Lori McCune, who was superintendent of Palm Springs.
Yep.
And she said, with your background, there's an organization that could really use you. So 2 years ago, I got involved mentoring the teaching artists. So I go into the classrooms and I observe the teachers teaching and I write copious notes. And then after 90 minutes, they sit with me and we talk about what went well and what they want to work on. And then I try to bring some strategies that I know that worked for me in the classroom.
So do they know when you're coming in?
Oh, yes.
Oh, so
No
they-
surprises.
So they know to dress up and be all like perfect.
No surprises, no. I don't want to threaten them.
No, well, what's the point?
Right.
They're doing something beautiful and
And they
wonderful.
know I'm there for
And
them.
you're just trying to help them
Yeah.
be better at the delivery and what
Absolutely, and they are really marvelous people.
they do. And they're all mostly volunteers, right? Or are
The
they-
teachers are not,
The
but
the teachers are.
I am, and the volunteers in the classroom are.
Nice.
And they are just so passionate about what they do. They love the kids, and it's a joyful place to be.
So what do you like to cook?
Well, my favorite is linguine and clams. And-
Clams.
yes.
You know, I've never gotten a taste for clams.
Really?
I don't know. Something
Well,
about
I'll invite
them.
you over.
All right, I'll give it a try. I'm always willing to put something new in my mouth.
Right. And I love to cook Italian food.
Okay.
I don't do that too often.
So this recipe is Italian.
Right.
The only thing missing from this recipe is olives. So olives typically go in this recipe. I don't like olives.
Okay.
So they don't go in my recipe.
Got it.
But for our guests, if you want to put olives in, you can have olives. Joe's over there going, hurry up, you're almost done.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and just finish this chicken up. I think it looks good. We'll take it out. So I'm going to have you help me over here, if you don't
Certainly.
mind, with the final pieces.
Great.
So I'm going to give you some more olive oil in here, and this is just, and we are now going to put in the garlic. Let me turn this down just a little bit. There you go. And let me give you a, there you go. So you're going to get that garlic going in there, and then we're going to add in these sun-dried tomatoes, oil and all. And start to saute that. There you go. And then we're going to add in our tomatoes. And just start to warm those up. And the next thing in is going to be our spinach. And we're just going to start, this will wilt down very quickly. So we'll just add in little bits. You can keep adding it in as it goes. Maybe I'll turn this up a little for you. Oops, there we go. Just when I think I have a big enough pan, it doesn't look like I do, but that's going to be just fine. So, what's your favorite Italian dish?
I like to make lasagna.
Okay,
I just made a wonderful dish last night.
what'd you make?
Very fattening, but I took 2 pieces of Boursin cheese and put it in a pan, and then olives all around with a little olive oil. Threw that in the oven, 425.
Baked it, all right.
And then when it came out, mixed that all together and added some cheese and about 1.5 cups of the pasta sauce.
Yep.
Rigatoni. It was fattening but fabulous. You know,
Sounds
so
delicious.
It was good. Yeah.
So,
So
we've
I
got
love
that
to cook.
spinach is wilting down.
Yeah.
Put a little bit more in. Don't worry, the spinach will become almost nothing when it's all wilted in. And that is almost done. I know, Joe, we've got like a minute left. We're going to go over today. But you know what? It's a fun show. It's okay if we go over every once in a while, right?
You bet.
So cooking is not, well, cooking is about timing, but it's all about the experience that you have in the kitchen and the friendships that you make. And look at that. She is like my new sous chef.
All right, anytime. Beautiful.
That looks beautiful. Let's keep it going. We'll put the rest of this in. Let's get that under there. Here's a bigger spoon if it will help you.
Great.
So I've added the chicken into my little microwave just to keep it warm, into my little warmer cabinet, I mean, down here. That looks really nice. soon as that wilts down, we're going to add in our cream.
Another low-calorie dish, huh?
It's under 700 calories.
That's not bad.
So, yes, cooking with cream can be a lot. You've got, we're adding probably about 50 calories per serving by putting in a cup of heavy cream into this.
Wonderful.
You could use half and half, but why?
Right.
I mean, why?
No, I'm with you.
As long as everything else in here is so
Delicious.
healthy and so delicious that we really don't have to worry about the calories. So we're going to add in our chicken broth. This is bone broth, so we're going to add about a half a cup of this or a little bit more. This is why I'm not a baker. I can just pour stuff in like I want. Keep blending that together. That looks so good.
It smells delicious.
And then we're going to add in our heavy cream. There you go, get some good sauce going in there. And the very last thing we're going to add into that to get it to start melting is some of our Parmesan cheese. There we go. This is freshly grated. Don't buy it in the bags, people. It's like plastic that comes in the bags. Look how beautiful that is.
It's gorgeous.
And we'll turn this heat up just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start to get it ready to serve and let Noella have the first taste. Because then she has to say she loves it. So we're going to take a little bit of the mashed potatoes we made. I won't hate you if you buy them pre-made in the store. I know they're a lot of work to make, but Joe would know the difference. So, and it's the one thing that he constantly likes that I make. Well, he likes everything that I make, but. Right, Joe?
Yep.
So, Mitch, when did you start cooking?
I started cooking when I was 14 years old. My mother was a terrible cook. And I started watching the Galloping Gourmet, Graham Kerr, and I would get her to take me to the grocery store and buy the ingredients for whatever he was making that day. And then I would make it for my family.
That's great.
And it was how my starting cooked. And then I went to culinary school and realized after graduating that I had no desire to work in a commercial kitchen at all. It was demeaning to me and not a very nice place to work. So I just decided not to do it. I want to just taste this a little bit real quick. So good. Perfect. All right. We're going to make your dish, and then I'm going to have you come stand right over here. That camera up there right here is what you're going to look in when you take your bite.
All right.
And I am going to make this delicious
It looks beautiful.
Tuscan, some spinach in there for you.
Wow.
We're going to add a little bit of basil. There you go.
It looks beautiful.
There's a knife and fork for you.
Thank you.
You're going to look in that camera when you
Okay.
take your bite. It's going to be hot.
All right.
There you go. Get some of that spinach. And,
No, now I gotta wait.
Hot.
This is really hot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're one of the only ones that ever stops. Usually people burn themselves.
There you go. Isn't that fabulous? Mm-hmm. All right.
Wonderful.
So that is our show. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate
My
everything
pleasure.
you're doing for the kids.
Thank
and
you.
Andrea, thank you so much. Come on in. Thank you. Come say goodbye and thank you. Don't worry, you get a plate also.
Oh,
Look at this. Look how fabulous I look between these two beautiful women. So that's our show for tonight. Please be sure to watch us, join us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and let's keep this foodie community going because we just hit 500,000 viewers in 5 months.
Fantastic.
So we are growing, and it's all thanks to all of you. So thank you so much. Thank you, both of you. And we'll see you next week in the kitchen. Have a great week. Bye.